Okay, everyone, this is Miss Butel, and we're starting 8.2 unit conversions. We're going to get some practice right now on how to convert one unit item at a time. You'll understand what I mean, because right now I'm going to focus on meters. So we're going to start with Katie won the Olympic gold and set the world and Olympic record in the 800 meter freestyle. How many feet is that? Now, we're going to have to take 800 meters and turn it into feet. So what I'm going to start with is 800 m for meters, and I need to know how many meters in a foot. So it says right here that there are 3.28 feet in 1 meter. So what I want to do is I want to multiply this so that I cancel out units. Now when I do that, I can have 1 meter on top and 3.28 feet down below, because 1 meter is the same as this. So this is 1 that I'm multiplying by. But wait a minute. When I go to multiply, there's a problem because I end up with meters and meters. And that gives me meters squared over feet. And that's not what I'm looking for. I want to know how many feet is that. So when I'm left, this is not the unit I want. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to go, okay, so I must have done something wrong. Let's see what I can do to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to put 1 meter on the bottom, 3.28 feet on the top. Now look what happens to the units. This works just like X's. So I have an M on the top. Guys, remember that any whole number is considered to be over 1. So meters and meters, they cancel. Now all I have left is it's multiplied across the top. So I'm going to get my handy dandy calculator. Woo, I got my calculator warmed up. 800 times 3.28, and it gives me 2,624 feet. And I always want to write the units that I'm ending in. That's what's left right here. So that's what the question's asking for. So I'm done. There's my answer. So Allison Felix won a silver in the 400 meter race, finishing in 51.24 seconds. How many miles did she run? So we're going to have to take 400 meters. So I'm going to have to turn this into miles. I know that 1 meter is how many feet, but I want to know how many miles that is. So let's start with, I'm going to go back and make my colors the same match as it was above. 3.28 feet in 1 meter, using that from above, okay? That's what they gave us up here. So if I use that, then I'm going to say I will end in feet, and that's not what it wanted to know. It's how many miles is that. So I'm going to look back on the chart from yesterday, and I know that 1 mile, MI for mile, is equal to 5,280 feet. Okay, I have to know this, and that's something I can get from yesterday's notes. So I'm going to multiply again, and this time I want feet to cancel. So do I want 1 foot up here on top, or do I want 1 foot down here on the bottom if I want it to cancel over here? I want it to be on the bottom. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to erase what's on top. And what I'm going to do is leave, oh my goodness, I don't have 1 foot. I have 1 mile. My goodness. Let me get the 1 mile. And let's correct the 1 foot, because it's not 1 foot in a mile. It's 5,280. 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So what happens here is this is what I want to happen. My feet cancel with feet. My meters cancel with meters. I am left with the only units I need, and that's miles. Guys, you make sure that your units that you're looking for is what's left. Everything else better cancel, and it has to be one on top, one on the bottom to cancel, because feet divided by feet is 1. All right, so now what this leaves me is all these numbers on the top. So I'm going to have 400 times 3.28. These two right here I'm going to multiply, and that gives me 1,312. 1,312 over the only number on the bottom that's not a 1, because this is considered to be over 1. The only number not a 1 is the 5,280. So what I need to do is divide that out. So I'm going to divide it by 5,280, and that's going to give me 0.0225, and it goes on forever. So I'm going to say 0.02 miles. 0.02, wow, miles. I just squeezed it in there. It works. So we're looking at 200ths of a mile. Okay? So, final answer. There we go. You know what? I typed in the wrong thing. I was like, that is way too little. 1312 divided by 5,280 equals, let's make that a quarter of a mile. I'm going, there's no way it's that little. So 0.25. Let's correct it. 0.25. There we go. That's a quarter of a mile. All right. Simone Biles tumbled 16 feet across a balance beam. How many centimeters is that? So it tells us right here, 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So I'm going to take 16 feet and I'm going to multiply by something. I'm going to color code this and I'm going to change each one. Now, before I can change feet, use 1 inch is this many centimeters. I'm going to write centimeters right there so it's easy to use. Before I do that, I'm going to go back and I'm going to make sure that I know how to change into inches. I'm not into inches, I'm in feet. So 1 foot equals 12 inches. So if you're Italian, you may not know that. I just told you. So if I know that, I have inches to feet. And look, here's feet on top. So where do my feet need to go to cancel? This is considered, it's a whole number. I can put it over 1. Remember how we did slope, rise over run. You can always put it over 1. So just slope something you always turn into a fraction. So if I turn a whole number into a fraction, I'm going to put it over 1. And I'm going to have 16 over 1. So this next one, do I put 12 over 1 or 1 over 12? Well, I want feet to go on the bottom because I want it to cancel with this right here. Okay? I want those two to cancel. So I want to put feet on the bottom, and I have 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. All right? So that's how I change it into inches. But does it ask how many inches? No. It asks how many centimeters. Okay, put the phones up. You're getting distracted. Put them away. All right, we'll continue. Now that I have inches, I can go into centimeters right here by using this information. So I'm going to multiply again by some fraction. And guys, this is the nicest way to do it. I know there's some shortcuts figuring out if you multiply or divide, but I am giving you the absolute best way. So you see how I've got inches up here? So I want inches on the bottom because I want those inches and inches to cancel. I want them to go away. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, I need to know how many centimeters are in an inch. I have 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. Okay? Now, look, all my units have canceled and I'm only left with centimeters. So I'm going to take a calculator and I'm going to multiply 16 times 12 times 2.54, and I'm going to get an answer. So 16 times 12 times 2.54 enter. I have 487.68 to be exact. And you know what? I would keep decimals to whatever place decimal this went. This up here is in hundredths, so I'm going to keep the hundredths place here. I'll keep 2 places back. Otherwise, I would round it off. Okay? All right. Let's look at another problem. In fact, we've got the U-try, and so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and work these out. Let me do one more for you, going ounces to grams. Let's do one more just so you can see it set up and worked out. I just want to do it because I want you to feel comfortable. Let me see if I can move this up. I want you to feel comfortable how to set them up. So let's start again. So we have Carrie has 3 Olympic gold medals containing 6 grams of gold and 394 grams of silver. How many pounds of metal are around her neck? Okay, so first of all, we've got to say, well, how many grams do we have total? There's 6 grams here, 394 grams there. She has 3 golds containing, they're containing 400 grams of metal apiece. So it's 3 times 400 grams will be, she has 1,200 grams of metal. Okay, so now it says how many pounds. So I'm going to have to take this 1,200 grams. Now I'm going to put it over 1 because that's my starting number. And I'm going to multiply by, okay, I can't take ounces to grams. That means I need to get to ounces. Oh, wait a minute. I can go to ounces and then I have to go to pounds. My bad. All right, so I want grams to cancel. Well, look, there's my gram. So what do I want on the bottom? If grams on the top right here, I want 1 gram on the bottom. So once I have the 1 gram on the bottom, on the top, I'm going to put 0.04 ounces. Now from yesterday's page, there are, let's go over here to the right and put it in. There are 16 ounces in a pound. 16 ounces equal 1 pound. Now, guys, be careful not to mix up fluid ounces because fluid ounces is another story. So, fluid ounces, there's 8 fluid ounces in a cup. So that's a different thing. So I'm working with pounds. There's 16 ounces in a pound. So I want to put 16 ounces is 1 pound. And I can't remember why LB means pounds, but I'm sure it's for some good reason. All right. I cannot remember. It's gone. All right. So good news is, let's see what cancels. Grams cancel. Ounces and ounces cancel. That's what we want to happen. So now what we have to do is we have to take all of the numbers across the top and multiply. So we're going to have 1,200 times 0.04. And you tell me, do I need to multiply by the 1 or does it matter? You're right, doesn't matter. So that gives me 48 on the top. And on the bottom, I have 16. I'm going to divide that out. That is 3 pounds. Because, guys, remember, pounds was what was left that was on top. It's our only unit left. It is our final answer. So there were 3 pounds around her neck. That might actually pull me over in the floor. I don't know. I don't think I'd like to walk around a lot with 3 pounds around my neck. All right. So I'm going to turn this off for right now and go ahead and fill this in. You need to pause it and you need to check and see if you get your answers right. Okay? And guys, you do not have to copy these problems. You do have to copy the number, and you should have these things worked out and have them ready to turn in. Either we will turn these in and you will post them, or we'll give you a way to type in the answers. That part will be determined. Thanks.